Welcome to another episode of the Two for One podcast. I'm your host, Dion, and as always, joining me are my fellow co hosts, Nate and Mitch. So I know we said before that our pod schedule would be Mondays and then Fridays or Saturdays, but we absolutely had to hop on and do our first emergency pod of the season.
Well,
Fellas,
just
I don't know about you guys, but I did not wake up this morning thinking that we'd have multiple NBA personnel in jail after being arrested by the FBI.
isn't it hilarious that, like, unironically, or I guess, yeah, obviously I had no knowings of any of this happening. I'm not Shams. I don't have insider information on when players are going to federal prison or not. But on our post that we made of players to make it or break it for next season, I said that there is a non-zero. I commented there's a non-0% chance that Terry Rozier is in federal prison the next time we post one of these. That actually is probably going to be true.
Now, I
Unreal.
think I think Ned Taylor might have some connections to this underground ring because the list is now, according to USA Today and according to Cash Patel, the list is up to 30 people related to this alleged ring. The known names obviously are Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones right now. Those are the three that we have like confirmed. It would be insane to me if like would you not say that like in terms of like the zeitgeist of the NBA's, Chauncey Billups would be whether coach or player we're referring to a bigger name within
Yeah,
the
yeah, sure,
NBA? Yeah.
100%.
So like how what are the tiers of names? Do you think that is like some Joe
Mm.
Schmo guys? Like, do you think Mobo or Shed is like in this line of like, oh, we just fucked
Well,
around and did a 50K? Or is there some like, is Devin Booker going to be one of the names? Like
is Damon Jones actually just like Otani's interpreter for LeBron?
see that's the thing, right? Well, that's
I don't.
like that's the
How else are
thing.
you getting information about LeBron's injury when you're on the
Well,
Cavs, or
he was
unless
on the yeah, he was
was
on the
it?
coaching staff, no?
Okay, so it was. I
Yeah.
thought it was. I wasn't sure if it was saying that Jones was giving current information or like recent
Mm.
information about LeBron because he knows had like a close relationship with him, or if it was like from when he was on the team with
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah,
Regardless,
I was a little confused as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the lesser names on there are like we won't know for sure, but are cover-ups anyways for a lot of the bigger names that are participating. I still am of the crowd that thinks Shohei had some knowledge, at least some knowledge of
Oh,
what
he
was
did
happening.
easily, easily,
Yeah.
easily, easily.
Yeah.
Well, some
That
baseball fans will
interpreter,
disagree, but
that interpreter is in for a payday the moment he gets out of prison, dude. That
For
is a
sure.
fall job if I've ever seen one. My other thing is, so this is unknown yet whether the other 30 people, because it didn't say players or coaches or
Right.
whatever staff, but the three of them that have been so there's two indictments. The first indictment is the illegal poker ring that is basically directly tied to the mafia, and the other one is basically what you would refer to as like manipulating your bet, as in stepping on the court, leaving, faking with an injury.
Right.
Those three have actually been charged with both of those indictments. It doesn't really say whether or not these other people are like tied to both at the same time
you know
with
what's
everybody.
crazy? Hesh's girlfriend was gonna blow the whistle on all of them, but she woke up dead.
Who?
None of you just got the Sopranos reference I made that probably anyone
Goddamn.
else listening to
Yeah,
might
probably
have
anyone
understood.
else. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think the mafia being involved is kind of the craziest part of all of this.
Yeah.
I had no the gambling and basically insider trading, which is kind of what I call it for sports
Yeah.
betting when players are like
Sure.
it's kind of how inside trading works. I wouldn't have expected like mafia or gang or any gangs or underground
Yeah,
operations
I'm
to be
confused
heavily.
how that's incorporated. I don't get how the
So
poker thing
so
is tied to the sports betting. I don't get
well,
how
because
the
that's the thing. If you double dip in the pots, right? There's nothing stopping the FBI from being like, guess what, buddy? We've got you in point A year from now and point B 2 months ago. We're just gonna lump you in on the same. Because then what they could do is they could be like, hey, all right, Chauncey, we don't really care about you, hedging your bets with Portland, but what we'd like to know is some of the names in this poker ring. So we're gonna nix that away
You
from your
know,
record entirely. We're not gonna try to charge you with anything for the first indictment. Give us some names for the second one, and we'll work with you. Because
man.
that's how easy it is to be like, you were there in both scenes at some point. We're gonna get you with one of them, so you might as well give us some info. Like you said, the man who potentially could still be on an NBA roster, Malik Beasley,
I was just gonna.
who who benefits the most from getting his name out of this ring entirely? The guy
Mhm.
who could still get paid, right?
Well, and there was like substantial evidence against Beasley that a lot of people found online, and there was conversations with people he owed money over the landlord situation too. Like there was documented things that then they labeled as no substantial proof against him, and that his investigation ended or whatever, and he's being cleared to come back into the league. you think that there was like automatically from all the evidence they had built up, he's just innocent all of a sudden. So I think I don't. This isn't the NBA conspiracies podcast. I'm not trying to, dig up things that may have been not discovered or whatever. But part of me thinks Malik Beasley had a part in helping bring this to light.
Potentially, yeah, that's definitely a thought that crossed my mind as I
It's
was
not something
thinking
where
about
like
this
he
whole thing.
definitely did it. He's a snitch. He's gonna. But
He's gonna.
yeah, I
The
like.
part that really baffles me, and like I get it, like gambling is a disease or whatever, like it's whatever, but Chauncey Billups, just as a player alone, made $107 million over the course of his career. He's been working in NBA front offices and as a coach ever since. Who knows how much he's made in that time? Terry Rozier in his short NBA career has made $135 million. Like, at what point do you
Well,
put, like,
and he threw
I,
it away for $200,000 money bags at his doorsteps or whatever they said it was that he got paid out for hitting his unders.
yeah, and I will say, because Kash Patel, the FBI director, did come out and say, in reference to the poker ring part of it, like they were talking about tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
So don't get me
so
wrong, like that's obviously big money, but
I gathered pretty much everything on the Chauncey Billups side. If you want to hear like the full,
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Mitch, give us the full scoop. Go
so
for it.
so Chauncey Billups allegedly. So this is in 2023. This was the first ever enactment of somebody accusing Chauncey Billups of being a little foul. There was a poker player named Matt Berkeley, who is a professional among like professionals. He made you know what the Only Friends podcast is, right?
Not
Okay.
familiar with
Nope.
it.
Anyways, Only Friends podcast with Josh Peter. NBA players come in and go on it. Like it's a
Okay.
personality podcast. Anyways, Matt Berkeley accused Chauncey Billups of basically rigging poker tournaments so
Hmm.
that a man who would be completely unranked in these poker tournaments would win. And inexplicably, whatever the winnings would be, no idea if it was paid up by the house or by the pot or whatever, but that person would just never appear in another tournament. Whether or not that's like a real name of theirs or whatever, but they were saying that he's like a positioned person to get money from these people and then give it off to the mob.
It's MP.
Chauncey Billups has been charged with wire fraud and another one that is like along the terms of basically money laundering and conspiracy to launder money. But in 2023, 14 different tournaments Chauncey Billups was a part of for like this poker ring, but they were all like what I would call like celebrity tournaments where it's like not guys like you've seen the streamer ones like
Like
Ninja and
Mr. Beast
XQC and
and
like that.
Right, right,
Ninja
right.
It was
and
more or less like, Chauncey Billups is a very big name in basketball. So you would get Chauncey out there and then some professional poker players like of the
yeah, like the
mix.
like the golf tournaments that a lot of people like the
Pretty
celebrity
much
golf tournaments where you pair celebrities with
pretty
professional
much like
players.
that. And there was a guy in 2023 calling him out saying, "Hey, this is some suspicious shit going on with these tournaments." Nothing came about that at all. And now it's coming to light that Chauncey has done this potentially for the last 3 years running. So like who knows the one calendar year he's being charged with $7.35 million of wire fraud, and that's just the
Hmm.
money that they could find that Chauncey
Yeah.
had his hands on. Who knows if from 2023 to now it's been in like the tens of millions of dollars, but like it's crazy that 2 years ago somebody was on a podcast saying, "Hey, this guy's doing some shady shit," and everybody went, "No, it's Chauncey Billups. Why would he do that? What would he benefit from doing that?"
It's not
Well,
looking good, Bev. It's not
sure
looking
enough.
good.
Yeah, that's the kind of the crazy part too, is just how long this has been going on. And Mitch, we talked about this earlier. Yeah, what else do we not know? Because the Rozier thing dates back to what, 2021?
Yeah.
So it's like, what else has yet to be discovered? And the part about
Well,
the
and if I'm right,
NBA,
the
go ahead.
er Mitch, does the Damon Jones stuff go all the way back to when LeBron was still in Cleveland?
So the first Damon Jones thing says that the December of 2021,
Okay, so
or the December of 2021 all the way to March 2024, Damon Jones was making bets based on insider information from
okay,
players.
okay.
Whether that's him texting them specifically, being like, "Hey, are you playing?" or whatever. Whether that's him
Mhm.
being on the coaching staff of a team that he just receives, like, "Oh, this person's out," and he
Yeah,
goes,
my understanding of it is that he knew LeBron was sick before it was put on the injury report, and so he was telling people like, "Hey, bet against
"Yeah."
him tonight."
Well,
Like
because
it's
that's the other thing, right? Is like it becomes the more people that you are an accomplice to, like
Mhm.
your boys are tailing you in a parlay in a group chat. If you if you as an individual got that information and just told a bunch of other people, they're not liable at all for
Right.
that. But If he says, "Hey, I've got a reliable source of insider information that I know LeBron's going to be missing XYZ games or that this player will be out," you're now an accomplice to that because you're actively going along with it. So my other thing is the 31 people just other people, like a coaching
Right.
staff guy, the equipment manager, the guy who does the lights? Like, is this just a bunch of people who are on the ticky tack of not making a lot of money by NBA standards and are just like, this might
Yeah,
be
let
an
me
easy way to
cash
get a
in. Yeah.
Yeah, like
bonus?
imagine it was like a one guy, like a janitor, did it for like $500 just one time, and now he's federal.
Now he's going to federal
Yeah,
jail.
he's
Yeah,
the
but
head
but
of
the
a
fact
or
that
part of
this
a
is
federal
this has
investigation.
taken this long, the NBA went out and did their own internal investigation and cleared Rozier to the point where, like, I just read a tweet talking about they did their own investigation to the point where they didn't feel the need to like inform other teams like, hey, don't trade for Rozier. And so the Heat gave up that draft pick in order to get him 2 years ago, and now obviously they're cooked. But
Dude,
I think,
that mugshot when it comes out is going to go five
oh,
times platinum on
oh my God, no
Heat
features.
Twitter.
Oh man,
There
and
might not be a more used picture like by Heat fans to ever exist after that.
And I think I want to shift the discussion a little bit to put the spotlight a
Oh
little
my
bit on
God.
Mr. Adam Silver. What's up, Mitch?
There's an actual list of the people who have been named in the indictment,
Oh,
along with their street names. So just to give you some funny ones, so Shane Hennon, also known as Sugar.
Shane
Um,
Sugar Hennon.
we got Nelson Alvarez, also known as Spanish G. We got
Put it
Amar.
between their first and last name. It sounds funnier.
We got Matthew the Wrestler Didino. We got Tony Black Tony Goodson, and I think this one might be one of my favorite ones. Sophia Pookie Way.
Sophia
So
Pookie Way.
so if I'm being honest, a lot of these people, it looks like okay, so a lot of the hyperlinks that takes them, celebrity poker player, like just like these aren't people that I would be like, what do you gain from like a $50,000 little thing? Like the skirmish for me really is like Chauncey Billups' contract was guaranteed, man.
right.
Chauncey Billups,
True.
Chauncey literally had the entire Portland Trailblazers like fandom wanting to skewer him, and 29 other fan bases went, give him a chance, you're being too hard on Mr. Billups. He's an NBA great. It's like the dude could do no wrong by like majority of the people's standards. And somehow he thought, you know what? I need an extra 700,000 aside from all the money that I've made in my entire career. I need to like scam these mafioso poker
Yeah,
players. Like,
it's insane.
I just
I do think
think
it's funny though. Like a lot of Blazers fans being like, "Oh yeah, that explains his rotation," as if the Blazers didn't have a great run to end the season. Like I'm
okay,
not
no,
like,
but
come on.
there was legit like proof of Denny Avdia one game had 37 points and was going on a crazy run. It was Denny and shit. It was Denny and one other player got subbed out simultaneously, and basically they were going on. They had this run at the end of the game. They were like dominating. Denny had 37 points. He gets taken out and doesn't get put back in the game, and they lost.
Hmm.
But
I can't
that's
speak to the
weird.
specific example, but yeah, fair
It's
enough.
not. I need. I again. I should have had it ready because I just kind of brushed past it on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. You guys continue talking.
Yeah, the thing I want to shift towards is putting the spotlight on Adam Silver. Oh my God, let me say that again. Putting the spotlight on Adam Silver because this has been going on for a long time, years. The NBA did their own investigation and cleared him, and yet still more evidence was found. I think it just speaks to Adam Silver's just inability to really run the league in the way that he should be. Like none of this kind of stuff, this situation, the Kawhi situation, this shit would not fly under David Stern. Like he would have
David
laid down
Stern
the
would have
law.
dragged them out in the streets, beat
That's
them
what
with
I'm saying.
hammers.
Like it would not fly in David Stern's NBA.
You know what you
And
would see? You know what you would see? You would see David Stern be like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a barrel of rotten tomatoes, and we're gonna take Steve Ballmer out in a blockade, and we're just gonna chuck him at him. And for $5, you can have the ripe, firm tomatoes that really pack a punch. David Stern would literally look them in the eye and be like, Steve, you know what has to happen, right? Do you like your left hand or your right hand more? All right. Put it on the table. My boy Adam here is gonna take the hammer to one of them. So yeah. Because
That's like
like
a scene in Game of Thrones. He's like, "What's your least favorite body part? Name it." And then like, you got to take your. I'm taking one of your pieces.
oh
Like
jeez.
Adam's gonna send out the black vans.
if
Yeah, and
I
instead
if I
Adam
was anybody
Silver.
gunning for a commissioner position,
Mhm.
lingering in the shadows as one of
Okay,
these people
I
now,
found it.
I'm like,
So It was a Blazers fan tweeted on this was on April 4th, so at the end of the season. Maybe they were trying to tank, I guess. I don't. This is when it's in a time I think that they could have made the playoffs. This is
Yeah.
like the second to last week of the season. So Chauncey Billups called the timeout to take his two best players, Denny Avdia with 37 out of the game. It was him and Shaden Sharp who both got taken out with 3 minutes left in a 5-point game and never put them back in.
Hmm. That is very suspicious. There's no reason to be
And
doing so.
apparently, this guy said that there was multiple instances of this. So I can't. Again, I'm taking a Blazers fan's word for it. Weird.
Something there. Yeah. It's just, yeah, like as David Stern would have laid down the law, Adam Silver, they released a statement today. I'm sure something will happen, but it's probably not going to suffice. Like maybe Terry Rozier will be out of the league because he'll be in jail anyway. But
Yeah, it's really hard to play basketball when you're restricted by a federal prison bar
yeah.
or bars.
Yeah, so
One
I think
bar.
it's safe to say Terry Rozier is probably done. I mean, he was on his way out of the league anyway, for being honest, with how bad he's been. But
Shout
other
out
than
Mitch,
that,
by the way, for knowing or for getting all the American laws and stuff as a Canadian.
yes,
I
sir.
had to so I spent from about like 6:15 looking up what indictments actually like because like here's the thing. I did not know this. I did not know that there are some places that you can travel to that just will be like, I don't care what America does. You're safe here. Canada's one of them.
Hmm.
We will actively harbor fugitives, but you know what we draw the line at? Tax evasion. Tax evasion is one of the big ones we draw the line on. Not wire fraud, not
Murder.
like wow, listen. All right. But I'm saying like
Welcome to Canada, the home of murderers.
the fact that all three of them are now overlapping in three different in the two different cases, it really strikes me as odd to see if there's any other NBA players actively who
Right,
were in both. Because the thing is, you can be charged with one and have no knowledge of the other. It's very weird to me that they're so public about these three being involved in both.
right.
That leads me to believe that a guy like Malik Beasley very well was like in the thick of both of these, and he just went, I can still get a payday. These guys are not in the league anymore or terrible at what they do. Here's some names. Like I doubt Malik Beasley had a notes on his
I'm
phone of
not gonna.
all the mafiosos, but I think he was probably like, you know what, Terry, if it's you or me, I'm gonna go me, Doug.
Terry, I like you. I like me better.
Yeah, because we didn't hear any news about Malik Beasley today. Like, there's no word about
Mhm.
what his role in this
Dude,
is.
I wonder
So,
what Malik Beasley just has like fucking like gallons of sweat rolling down his face as he's reading all of these tweets, hoping something doesn't like resurface and he gets pulled back in. He's
oh,
like, I thought I was safe.
yeah, and I wonder what I mean. Jonte Porter was probably like an isolated
The
incident,
thing
I
with
suppose.
Jonte is he's the one guy I somewhat understand because his family or his brother at least makes a lot of money. He was an NBA player on a two-way contract who was already struggling.
Mhm.
Wasn't that hard to believe that the guy was just ass anyways, so I get it, kind
So
of.
shout out Zark, sorry, real quick. He Rozier will be released on bond today.
Yeah, I saw
Uh
that he was in shackles.
so he put up his fucking house as collateral for the bond. Holy
Oh,
shit.
jeez.
But the funniest part about all of this, he wore a Hornets hoodie to court. That is
That's
hilarious.
interesting.
Was that a
Yeah.
verified report? Because I saw it on Twitter.
It
I want to make sure it
is
wasn't someone
yes.
bullshitting.
No, News 6 and there's a picture
Oh,
of
okay.
Wow.
that is hilarious. So does he still like is there is there some part of Terry
Oh,
Rozier that just like, bleeds Charlotte blue? Like is
well, you
he
know what's
every
weird with Terry is I don't know if you guys saw the clip I sent in the group chat of the clip of him at Media Day 3 weeks ago where he was being
Mhm.
asked about last season and he was just kind of laughing and be like, I'm just human, man. Like this stuff like that happens. He goes, I guess I didn't have my VC. I got my VC this season. Just a bunch of really weird answers for a guy who had been accused of stuff
Yeah,
before.
his body language was very
He
guilty,
seemed to
I'll
not give a
say.
fuck. He seemed like a guy getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to be awful anyways, is what it seemed like, and
Hmm.
was getting a lot of money under the table.
Yeah, didn't exactly instill a lot of
Weird,
confidence in his innocence,
weird body language.
for sure. Yeah. Well, and now we know.
And now we get a statement officially from Shams that Chauncey Billups' attorney and him will be fighting the FBI's
Ooh.
charges.
Mm.
Fighting the
Shocker.
FBI. What a crazy decision.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I think really my takeaway from this whole situation is it's just such a bad look for obviously the league, but Adam Silver in particular. And we've talked plenty of times on this pod our distaste with him as the commish, but this is a blemish that I don't really know how you kind of
It's just
just like
everything's
walk away
piling up,
from this.
man.
That's what I'm saying. Is like the Kawhi thing was funny, whatever. Like,
It was funny for 5 minutes, and then it was like, all right, this is annoying, and now it's like really annoying because nothing has been done still.
right, and nothing will be done.
Yeah, I
They've
know.
already said it won't happen until after the All Star break, which is convenient because the All Star break will be at the Intuit Dome. But yeah, it's just like, at what point do we have to look at Adam Silver and say, okay, you've done a great job bringing in all this corporate money. You got the Emirates sponsor for the play-in tournament. You signed the new TV deal for $70 billion, whatever it was. He's great at that. There's no denying that. We've talked about this. But at some point, man, like you are hurting the league image to such a drastic degree. Like, it's just so insane to me. You guys had your own investigation. It's not like the NBA isn't tapped in with the best lawyers in the world. Like, Adam Silver is a former like top 1% lawyer or whatever. Like, everyone in that NBA front office has those kind of connections or was in that circle. They had the best of the best when it came to their internal investigation. Completely cleared Terry Rozier, and now here we are. He's
Do
in
you
federal
know?
prison.
Do you know the of mice and men meme?
Yes.
Yeah, Adam
Yeah.
Silver,
Yeah.
buddy.
Adam
It's
Silver.
it's
It's
getting it's
time.
getting there.
What's that song? You light my fire. You know that song they play
You
when people are
light my
washed.
fire,
We
you
need
light
one of those
my
edits for Adam
Do
Silver.
not, do
fire, I
not, do not
feel
keep this
alive.
in. Whatever you do not keep this in. But I would not be shocked if all of a sudden they find 10 terabytes of computer. The
What the
FBI,
Why are
fuck?
the
you giving me
FBI,
editing work to do? I can't.
Why
I
are
have
you
to. I have
doing
to know
because
that.
this?
because well because first of all it's your country's FBI. You know what they've done to people. The dude who discovered that he could run his car on water took 5 bullets to the back of the head a week
Yeah.
later. Like, are
Yeah.
you mean to tell me that they wouldn't do this shit?
No. I'm not saying it's past the realm of
Garen,
possibility. I'm
Wait,
just
is
saying
that
it's
a thing
past
that
the realm of
happened?
like what I can post.
yes, the American government. Sorry, this is conspiracy. The first man to discover that he could compression run his engine with water was found dead after writing a like a letter being like, if I am found dead, I did not kill myself, and then like send it out everywhere. The second guy who made an engine that runs on water is in hiding in Arkansas right now. The guy who made the compression tube to turn PVC plastic and like cans and shit into like crude oil is also hiding in Arkansas right now because the first guy who did it also found dead. So yeah, yeah,
Yep. That's the
I know
U.S.
about a
federal
lot of like
government for you. Yeah.
conspiracies like that shit, like especially like
yeah,
the
no,
political ones, like obviously the Harvey Lee Harvey Oswald or what's his name, fucking Joel, fucking the guy that they said shot RFK or not RFK.
yeah. Lee Harvey
I'm a
Oswald. Yeah,
fucking mess right now.
Get it
yeah,
together. Get your
The guy that
conspiracy
shot
straight.
JFK.
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah. No one has shot RFK yet.
Like I'll see stuff where it's just like, oh, dude, this is a cool invention. I'm like, that guy's dead. Yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
gonna die. Like
Yeah, there's a
he's
guy there's a guy viral on TikTok. He created like a thing to turn plastic into oil, and everyone's like,
yeah,
every single
hide,
comment in all
man,
of his videos are like,
hide.
hide, bro.
Because the
Yeah.
first guy who did it, he had a big one, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got a prospector or like a surveyor coming out tomorrow to do the environmental science," and then he never posted a video ever again.
Yeah.
And he was found dead, and the newspaper was just like mysteriously had a heart attack, and it's like,
Yeah, I will never underestimate a conspiracy I hear about the CIA or FBI, whatever. Like, yeah, they probably did that
I
shit.
mean, yeah, they still won't fucking release the Epstein list, so. Oh, random because this, well, okay. This is kind of connected to the whole situation, obviously, but this is more on the basketball side of things. I know Tiago Splitter is going to be the interim head coach
Oh
for
yeah,
the
that was
Blazers,
random.
but I actually think this is the perfect team to go and hire Tibbs
Ooh, it would make a ton of sense. It would fit
because
the
they're right
dynamic.
now they're a good but not good enough to solidify a playoff spot. They're trying to get better. They have young talent that doesn't necessarily need Tibbs to like Shaden's going to be good regardless, I think. Um,
Little
they
2 year deal
need
for Tibbs. I
Well,
don't hate
they
it.
need. Hold on. The Timberwolves are not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Trailblazers. I don't know why I said that. So the Trailblazers need a guy who can help get them to a spot a little bit above where they are now. They're not trying to get into contention, I don't think, with this current roster that they have. Maybe they delude themselves into thinking they can with Dame next year, but I think you bring in a guy like Tibbs, unless Tiago Splitter is just the best coach of all time and he takes the job away, then good for him. But Tibbs can help establish a culture there. He can establish winning, which he's already done for multiple teams. Like Tibbs building a foundation, that's exactly what he's good for. He's not a contending coach. You don't want to try to win a championship with him. But to get the Blazers to that next step, I think that Tibbs is like the only person, or the Timberwolves, the Trailblazers are the only team that I see Tibbs as like a really good fit for right now because the other teams out there that could have a new coach next season or whatnot, I don't see Tibbs as being their guy. The Trailblazers are the one team I look at now after Chauncey is being sent to federal prison. I kind of like Tibbs for them.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, this is a team that's still trying to establish themselves. They were pretty good. Like, there's definitely talent here
Yeah.
to improve on. But like you said, yeah, not contenders yet. I think Tibbs makes a ton of sense because not only is he that type of coach to take a team from like, below average, middling to like, oh, this is a playoff team. But he also fits in really perfectly with the identity that they've created. Like, they were the number one defense in the second half of last season. Like, this is a team built around their defensive identity. Tibbs would be perfect for that. Like, would
Tibbs
the offense
mentoring.
get pretty rough? Like, yeah, sure, but yeah, he would be the perfect coach, I think, to really establish them as a playoff team. Give him a 2 year deal, like nothing crazy. Like, let him finish this season and maybe next year, you give him that little bit of security. I
Tibbs
wouldn't want him
working
long
with
term, but yeah,
Donovan Clingan, I think would be a really nice thing.
yeah,
Listen, I don't even
absolutely.
care the differential levels of Thiago Splitter to Tibbs. I can only look at Thiago Splitter and remember to think he was delusional enough to jump with prime LeBron.
Exactly what I
So
thought
I,
as well.
I, I look at him in the eyes and I'm like, I cannot respect any coaching decision because you really thought you were gonna get up there and block that
I
shit.
Hey, look,
respect it.
that's NBA champion
Most
Thiago
people
Splitter,
would
all right?
not jump at a 6'8", 250-pound pure muscle freight train coming at you. So I think he has some good cojones for that.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
or some crazy disillusions of who he is as a person. But either
Well,
way, I
actually,
agree that Tibbs would like
if
at
we're
least give them a baseline understanding of being
Right.
like as much as I love Sharp, I do think he needs a coach to really sit him down and be like, listen, do you want to score 28 and be looked at like a shot chucker or score 24 and everybody just glaze you all the time because it's so sweet and so sexy
Hmm.
and play 49 minutes a game?
Yeah, right. But
I
I
was
mean,
just
yeah,
someone
with
said
Shaden
that
Sharp too, like Shaden is obviously a talented scorer, and I don't think that he is as bad defensively as like the production has actually been to this point. Like Tibbs could definitely unlock a defensive edge to him for
but
sure.
Drew's quads and knees would be falling off his
Yeah, Drew
bones at
playing
the end.
38 minutes a night or something. Yeah, that would end his career. But
Yeah.
um, other than that, I think Tibbs would be a perfect
I
fit.
think it's interesting to at least like float around because I don't see Thiago as automatically their long-term solution.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll be honest, I can't act like I had
I don't
any
know any
clue that he was a
I
coach in any
I
capacity.
didn't know he was on their team. That's my
Didn't know he
fault.
still lived in the United States for all. Like I had no clue. Did not know what Thiago Splitter was up to post 2014 NBA Finals, to be honest. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how he does. I'm going to say this right now, just in front of both of you guys. I will be using this as an excuse if the Blazers are not as good as I hyped them up to be all summer.
Okay, buddy.
I will be leaning on this. Their head coach
Okay.
is in federal prison.
Oh,
So,
even though you kept telling us about how Chauncey's one of the worst coaches in the league for like
yep.
5 seasons, Mitch has to
You're
go. You're
you're
gonna get us
stay,
out of here
you're
because
staying on that anthill until you die. Yeah, all right.
Shout out to the Blazers. I'm very excited actually to see how they look over the next couple of weeks. It'll be really
I
Yeah.
interesting.
I thought that Thiago Splitter in 2014 was a top 5 center when I didn't know any better, just because he was on the Spurs and he was starting.
And he was in the finals.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll wrap it for this one. We will try to do an episode this weekend if we can get a guest on, but given that, we got the episode out today, we'll probably next episode will be Monday, but we'll still see. We shall see. Oh boy. One way or the other though, I appreciate everyone for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the pod, really helps us grow. Check us out on social media at 2for1 hoops, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.